Climbers, my songwriting manhood has been called into question. The gauntlet has been thrown, and I've been challenged to a mano-a-mano songwriting contest, a duel, if you will. How did this drama unfold, and how can it help you on your songwriting journey? Listen in to find out. All right, John, do your thing.
Wait, so you're telling me somebody's stepping to my boy?
Stepping.
Oh, hell no. Let's get to the bottom of this. Welcome to the climb! This is a show dedicated to helping singers, songwriters, and indie artists like you create leverage in the music business. Bottom line, I don't care if you like it, I don't care if you're aware of it, and I don't care how you feel about it. It's just the reality of the situation. You're going to need leverage. It's not just about your art. In fact, your dream coming true of getting the record deal or getting the management contract based solely on your talent without any leverage is 99.9% going to be a curse because they're not going to be able to help you. That's why we called it the climb. We want you to win, and you need to know how to win. So C.L.I.M.B, creating leverage in the music business. That's a backstory from a good friend and my co-host, Mr. Brent Baxter, who also, as I said, happens to be a hit songwriter. He's got cuts by Alan Jackson, Randy Travis, Lady A, Joe Nichols. He's got multiple number ones in the recent number ones in the Southern gospel community. And what I love about Brent is he helps songwriters like you turn pro by revealing how you write like a pro, do business like a pro, and then ultimately he connects you with the pros. I mean, he's walking you through to the promised land. What more could you possibly ask for, right? You can find Brent at songwritingpro.com. Once again, that's songwritingpro.com.
And I would like to introduce you to my co-host, Johnny Dwinell. Johnny owns Daredevil Production. They're breaking artists digitally by identifying new fans through data. So if you're an artist looking to increase your streams, blow up your video views, sell more live show tickets, and get discovered by new fans, TV, and music industry pros, then Daredevil Production can help. Daredevil has worked with multi-platinum artists like Colin Ray, Tracy Lawrence, Ty Herndon, and Andy Griggs, just to name a few. You can find Johnny at daredevilproduction.com. That is production singular, no S, and there is no S because there is no other Johnny D. What's up, Johnny?
Somebody stepping to my boy?
Somebody was not happy. Somebody
stepping to my boy?
Yeah, so a disgruntled former Songwriting Pro member has challenged me to a songwriting contest. Why? Well, because he's better than me, and how dare I not love his songs. So yeah, it's been a little bit of a dust up in my email inbox recently, but I think there are a kerfluffle. Yeah, I think there are some lessons to be gleaned from this drama that can kind of be a cautionary tale for you climbers out there. So yeah, a little bit of drama.
Okay, so well, before we get to that, and I can't, this is news to me, so I can't wait to hear what the hell's going on here and exactly how who gets to decide who wins the duel, right? Like it sounds to me like you can't win on this, but okay. Let's see what happens here. But let's take care of some business. Join the C.L.I.M.B community on Facebook if you have not done so already. The C.L.I.M.B community you can find on Facebook. It's facebook.com/groups/the C.L.I.M.B community. And you have to ask to be let in. We let everybody in, but we velvet rope it a little bit. We want to hear all about your gigs. We want to hear all about your new songs. We want to hear all about your wins, but you got to put them in the right place for the love of all that is holy. I've just started, like, you know what? Listen, here's the bottom line. We protect this community.
That's right.
We protect the community. Our community matters to us. So you don't get to come in and do stupid shit. You know, if you do, I'm going to delete your post. I'm going to send you a warning. And it's like, dude, we've talked about this. You know, like there are plenty of places to put this. The main feed is not where you put it. And I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're the world's greatest artist. I don't care if you're a preacher. I don't care if you're, you know, all things good. Or if you're the devil himself, you will be treated the same. There's only 3 freaking rules. I like a life with low amounts of rules.
Yes.
Little regulation. That's how I've always lived. I've always been an outlaw, a rebel, a rocker. And you can be too. but, just a modicum of respect for the people in the community. Because if you don't respect our community, then you're gonna hear about it, and if you do it more than once, you're gonna be blocked. So, our people matter, and we protect them. That's all you need to know, right? So, let's talk about some wins, like, which will
Yes,
be in the, new heights section on Wednesdays,
that's right.
where you can post in the comment and get all the love and all the feedback that you want. And something else I wish people would realize
Yeah,
is that this is not your audience for sales. This is
right.
not your audience for these are not the people who are going to be your fans.
That's right.
These are your contemporaries. This
Your
is like
peers.
this is like Lady Gaga going to YouTube going, "Hey Bono, like you're a jerk. Why haven't you bought all my records?"
Right.
Well, sorry, love. I've been busy living my life and being my own damn rock star. I don't have time for your crap. You know what I mean? I mean, it's like it's like, come on. I mean, this is where you're going to talk about how to build a better social media feed, how to
Mhm.
get some better songs written, connect with some songwriters, do some cool marketing stuff, share your wins and get support, get a rah awesome. But these are not the people that are going to actually probably come to your gig
That's right. They got their own
in
gigs.
Orlando when they're in Seattle, like come
Ooh,
ah.
somebody's
So
fired up
so
today.
putting it in the main feed doesn't service. It just
Anybody.
it's the most selfish thing you could do. If you wanna do something unselfish, do that in the main feed. Like,
Mhm,
provide us with good information. Like, there's people that put in like, "Hey, check this out. Here's this video I thought that
mhm.
was interesting to me, and I thought could be interesting to you,"
Or ask
right?
questions.
Or ask a question in the main feed.
Mhm.
You can definitely do that too. But it's just such a I don't know how to describe it. I think I feel like the rest of our community feels when they see that. Like, what the hell?
Yeah,
Really?
exactly. Know the audience.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
and
so what you're hoping to accomplish, I mean, just think about that just for the logical sense. You look like a monkey with a gun when you post stuff in the main feed, right? So the result of why you're posting it, and maybe y most of you are probably just unaware. You just go on about life living like that. But for those of you that are aware, if what you're trying to gain on that feed by putting it in the main feed, you're getting the opposite. They're not
mhm,
even gonna look at it. They're just gonna be
right.
like, "What a douche."
Yeah. Well, I think I'm gonna play angel's advocate here, and I'm thinking that the people that are hearing us right now are not the people that do that. I think the people that do that are not real climbers. They're not listeners. They're spraying and praying. They're going through a bunch of different groups and they're just tossing stuff in there
But
and they
in
have
order for
no
them to
idea.
get in, I guess they have to ask to be let in, so I feel
They
like they're
do.
climbers. You
Oh
know what I mean?
well,
Or at least
they
a
have
a
no
a
excuses.
drive-by they're drive-by climbers.
Exactly. So they did, say yes to whatever they had to say yes to get in, and then but then they don't pay any attention to that. So
Yeah.
I'm sure that nobody listening to this does that because they listen to this or they're otherwise engaged in the community and they understand. So, and if you do want to share your music, so for the sake of finding co-writes, finding whatever, we have Music Monday, which is where we encourage you to share your music in the comments, and that's where people go. So if somebody wants to listen to music, it's there, it's appropriate, it makes sense. Like, you keep your milk in the fridge and people know where to find the milk and the milk doesn't spoil. You keep the milk out on the counter, it goes bad and nobody's happy about that. Keep your milk in the fridge. We have fridges for this stuff. And then we're
Yeah.
happy. We know where the milk is. The so we do have the New Heights segment, which is every Wednesday. So we encourage you to leave the comment there, share with us so we can
When is that
celebrate
new
with you.
height segment?
New Heights is on Wednesday. You can go
And
back
what's
and
what's on Monday? It's Music Monday,
Music
right?
Monday
And what's that for? Why would you call it Music Monday?
because that's where we
That's
want
just
you to.
alliteration, right? You just like the double M thing? Was that
I
it?
I do like that. That's partly why we do Monday. But if that's where you can share your music in the comments. That way, if
Wait,
people
I
want
can
to
share
hear
my
music,
music
you can
in the
in the
comments
comments. Keep your milk in
on
the fridge
Monday,
on Monday.
which is why they call it Music Monday. And
Yes,
then I'm gonna
because
get a lot of love when I share it in there,
you have a lot better chance of getting it there. And you know what? You
as
can
opposed to a nasty gram.
right, exactly. You'll get like a, hey, thank you for putting this here versus a go away. And here's the thing about Music Monday or Wednesday, on New Heights on Wednesday. If you miss it by a day, just go find the post. You can post in there in the comments after that day. That's cool. We're hey, better late than never,
Yep.
You just keep it in the comments. So Music Monday, you can post in there on a Thursday. I don't care. Just find the Music Monday post. So
And for the record, listen, it occurs to me, and I'm very self-aware that I have an edge to my
yeah.
personality. I don't send anybody an actual nastygram. We say it's a nicely worded nastygram.
Oh yeah.
It's like, we really want to hear about this. Please put it in the right place, and then delete.
Right, exactly. So, all right. So here's some wins because we got to get rolling on this. All right. Kevin Rowe, climber, says my new cut with Hurricane Highway went to #1 on the UK/Irish Hot Disc chart. That's Hurricane Highway's 8th #1 and my 2nd with them. Kevin Kirk chimes in. That's great, and I concur with Kevin Kirk, Kevin Rowe. That is great. So good job on the #1. So people having hits, and that's over in the UK. So that's pretty cool. Kevin's written. I know Kevin, and we've written together, and he's written a bunch of songs on Hurricane Highway's current album, I believe. So they found a good one, and they're writing with him. So that's awesome. Here, climber Patrick Adams says, "Well, I'm going to post 4 because Mr. Chris Tiscarino is not on the faceplace here. He has made the NSAI's one to watch. For those of you know him, know he's a gypsy troubadour soul of this community, and I'm proud to call him my friend and fellow amigo. Oh, we had a forward on our song A Good Day for an advertising listing through Taxi. So congrats to fellow amigos Chris Tiscarino and Brad Hacker on this win. So
Oh,
that's
good, good,
awesome.
good. Hey, wait, hold on. Tiscarino's not on there because he's not on social
He's
media,
not
right?
on Facebook. He is not on Facebook.
He's like Sasquatch. Like I feel like I see him.
You hear about him.
I hear about him, but I never see him,
Yes.
but I hear about him.
So that's awesome for
That
Patrick
is
Adams,
awesome.
a
That's
climber, shouting
awesome.
out another climber in the wins. So that's and Chris is a good writer. Patrick's a good writer. They got stuff going on. Bill
Yeah,
O'Hanlon.
I mean, I keep hearing about him like all the time
Exactly.
and wins, like all these accomplishments.
Exactly.
You
And
know,
what
I
does
want to
that
see his face sometime. Like Patrick, post a picture of his face.
well, I've gotten to see his face because he does songwriting pro stuff.
Oh,
So
really? Oh,
yeah,
I
he's
haven't.
a song pro over there, and he'll hop on Zoom, but
Hook a
he just
brother
ain't
up.
hopping on Facebook.
Hook a
So
brother up. I
I'll
want
see
to
if
see
he'll
who
let
this
me.
dude is.
Yeah. Let's see. Climber Bill O'Hanlon says got a song selected for the top 10 in Songwriting Pro's Pro Connect event, which he did. We're about to host, which will already be over by the time y'all hear this. But so congrats to Bill on that. And Bill says finished my 149th song for the year, pitching 2 to 5 songs a day, getting sync songs signed several times a week these days, having the time of my life writing songs. So good job, Bill. And there are other wins. We just don't have time to share them all. But again, that's the New Heights segment. We'd love to hear your wins. It's a great time to you get a humble brag. You're not bragging. We're asking you for it. We're like, what's up? It's not a brag. It's answering a question that we want to hear. And then you get a chance to, get your name out there and hopefully
Yeah.
attract good things
Oh,
to you.
hey, that's a good point to what you just said. You're answering a question because we're asking,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to put it in the feed. We're not asking.
Exactly. So we want to hear it. So let's get into this duel because
All right, let's go.
let's go. Okay, so lately, every time somebody joins Songwriting Pro, I do this thing called Bonjoro, which is an app. It allows you to send a personal video, and so I'd send a when I see that somebody signs up for Songwriting Pro membership, becomes a member, I send them a personal video, just kind of welcoming them, letting them know what to expect, and some of the cool stuff we have coming up. It's just a friendly, personal onboarding message. So I like to do that, and the member can message me back. So it's pretty cool to use Bonjoro for that. So anyway, I'm going to leave this person's name out of it because that would just be mean to call them out on the show when I have a platform and they don't. But so I'm not going to use this person's real name. We'll call him Ricky. That is not his real name, but we're going to call
Ricky
him Ricky.
Bobby.
Ricky. So
Should we
because
call him Ricky Bobby?
Ricky Bobby, right? Because if he ain't first, you're last, and he's the greatest.
That's right.
But anyway, so the whole thing is pretty entertaining. But like I said earlier, I think there's some lessons here, so we'll dive into this. So I send my video, hey, welcome Ricky Bobby, welcome to Songwriting Pro. Here's some stuff going on, blah blah blah. If you have any trouble, whatever, let me know. You can email me back at da da da, and here we go. So this is what I get back in the response to the video. It says, I'm looking for a major artist to record my country songs. I already know how to write pro songs. I already have 2 songwriting contest rewards. They're already on my page. Also, the songs I have on your site are already on major internet playing with some of the biggest names out there. I just need help gutting them to major artists Let's see if you are really trying to help songwriters. That has professional, radio-ready, top recording professional songs. Make no excuses. I have them top of the line equipment and singers.
Wait, radio ready? So he's recording his own songs,
Something like that. Yeah, with top equipment
and
and
he
singers.
wants like the Tim McGraws to cut him.
So yeah, so he's not recording his own, so he's hiring demo stuff. It's other people's voices on there, I believe. So I hop on over to songwriting. I'm like, oh boy. So first of all, when you lead with, I already know how to write songs. I just need you to get them to the right people. Pros look at that and go, I don't think you do.
Yeah.
Because pros just don't talk like that. Right? So I hop on over to...
No. That's a big red flag.
That's right off the bat.
Not one, but two.
Getting major internet
songwriting contest wins.
Right. Which that can be, if you present it, that can be part of your calling card, and that can be cool. Like, hey, hey man, I've gotten a couple. But in the context of here, like proving his greatness versus saying, hey, here's some stuff I have going on. that can be a positive thing that can go, oh, okay, well, so and so's working and they're doing stuff and they must have something going on. But in the context of I already know how to write and this proves it, it comes off as just like and major internet play with some of the biggest names. I'm like, I think.
And if only the bar names, that had to be met, the criteria that had to be met to be a songwriter with cuts that makes a living was just talent, that would be awesome.
That'd be really sweet. But unfortunately, there's knowing how to deal with people, which, as we're finding, might be an issue with Ricky Bobby here.
Your problem, Ricky Bobby's problem.
So I hop on over to Songwriting Pro and I listen.
He wakes up and pisses excellence.
Right. So I hop on over to Songwriting Pro and I listen to the 2 songs he's posted so far. Not great, not terrible, but they're just not ready for a major artist, in my opinion. They're just like, okay, it's okay, it's not great. So I think there are some things Ricky can learn about writing what a commercial country song is currently. What would an artist say, things like that. So I think he's got a couple things, but I'm like, man, I can already tell he's not ready for the truth, though. It's like, Jack Nicholson in A Few Good Men. You can't handle the truth, Yeah. So I'm just like, I kind of sit on it for a couple of days. I'm not really sure how to respond because I'm like, well, I'm not going to lie to this guy and blow smoke up his butt, but I already know he's not going to react favorably to my honesty. So then I get another message the day that one of our song title challenges drops. And so our song title challenge drops. And so what do? I email the Songwriting Pro community to let people know, hey, you've got a new episode just dropped. If you learn from this, it'll help you make you a better writer, all that good stuff. So apparently he took a personal offense that I would send him an email suggesting that he dig more deeply into his titles. Like we recorded this whole episode just for Ricky Bobby or something like that. So here's what he said. I don't write songs like that. I can, but I will not. I love the way I write. I'm writing hit songs as it is. To write a song that way, that's not my thing. All caps, Johnny. All caps.
Hold on a second. Can we also just dissect that sentence? I'm writing hit songs. Which ones were hits?
A hit is not a song. It's a result. So, yeah.
It's not a hit song until it's actually a hit.
Hit song, right. You'd say, yeah.
I mean, there's lots of great songs that made deep album cuts that were never hits.
Yeah. A hit is a result.
But there's another. It's like, no, it's a hit. You just don't know it yet. Oh,
okay.
But by definition,
right? You're not right.
It's like calling. I don't know.
Yeah, you can't write a hit.
Already, I'm exhausted with this guy.
Oh yeah, well, it's all caps, one sentence, no punctuation. So it's like, so he took personal offense that again I bothered to share with him along with everyone else a song titled challenge episode.
Well, it's just about him.
So of course he goes, but it's all caps. But I respond as kindly as I can, and honestly, I have kind of a more of a curiosity at this point. I'm like, okay, now I'm intrigued.
Now it's like what? Now it's a train wreck. And
now it's like
slow down,
picking that scab, like, oh, but it's feeling something. I'm feeling something. So So anyway, so I respond like, why is this upsetting you? That I would encourage our community to consider and brainstorm several ideas to go with their titles before settling on one. I'm just trying to help. So I'm just like, I'm curious. Why does this bother you? So his reply. Listen, if you really want to help get my songs to major artists, they're that good. And before I can even respond to that,
chop, cowboy, time is money. Right?
Yeah, so before I can respond to that, another email goes out as part of my standard onboarding sequence. So Ricky Bobby here, new Songwriting Pro member. So another email goes out part of my standard onboarding. So this one's Spotlight Songwriting Pro's Artist Insight Reports. Basically, it's like, hey, learn what artists really record. Here's a report on the recent Blake Shelton album. We dive into song topics, the songwriters, the tempos, the themes, the key, BPMs, all that kind of stuff. So we're just like breaking down, like, here's what's actually on people's records. What can we learn from this? Well, he didn't like that. So before I had time to respond to that one, he gets another email. And he goes like, I keep showing you, or you keep showing me what other artist has done that's not benefiting them. And you, because you're charging me a fee and pretending to help me. If I care, I don't care if it's just, sorry, it's hard to read this because I'm trying to read it exactly as he wrote it. I don't care if it's $1. You're charging me fee. All that stuff you're trying to teach me, I already know. I have books about all the music business. So stop acting like you're trying to help me when I know you're not. You did not say anything about the songs I sent to you because you know they're professional and I have hit potential. But you're not going to tell me that because you're not really trying to help songwriters unless it benefits you. My songs are ready for major artists, and you know it. My songs are just as good or better than
So,
you or your Nashville
did he
people. Hold on.
mistake you?
Then you or your Nashville people don't like to tell the truth about outside songwriters, and that's sad because we can get with some of the best of you. We just want a chance. So
Wow. So, yeah, I thought, wait, hold on. We went from cocky, I'm a hit songwriter, everybody needs to know about me. And now I just need a chance.
yes, and I'm not telling him the
So there's
truth
some
because
tone
us
there, but also,
Nashville
wait,
people.
read it again because something triggered me there. Like,
Oh boy, I'm pretending to help. I already know all
but
the
yeah,
stuff because I've read books.
he sounds completely effing ignorant
Yeah,
because he's confusing you with a publishing company,
yeah. Apparently,
right?
yeah.
Or a song plugger.
Well, which
Like, hey,
yes,
dummy, like this is
not what I do.
you're not paying me to plug your songs.
Well, exactly, and that's what I respond with is like, I am trying to help you. I listened to your songs. I didn't say anything because I wasn't sure how to let you down gently. I can tell you wouldn't be receptive to my comments anyway. First of all, I do not claim that a Songwriting Pro membership will get your songs pitched to artists. I provide some pitch opportunities to go along with the education I provide, but I am not a song plugger. I do not claim to be a song plugger. So yes, Johnny, you're right. And nowhere on there, you may see some opportunities for like play for a publisher, some pro
Shut up and give me
connect,
a cock, clown.
but I'm not a song plugger. That's not not a service I claim to provide. So, I'll go on to say, in my professional opinion, neither the songs on the site are ready to be pitched to major artists. The information and education I provide can help you, but only if you don't already know it all. It begins with humility. You say you're writing hits. What hits have you had? We all have more to learn. You, me, everybody. I say you don't just to say you don't have more to learn just shows a lack of professionalism, humility, and self-awareness. If you're only here to get your songs in front of major artists, this will not be a good fit, and I'll be happy to cancel your membership for you. But if you're willing to swallow your pride and really get better, Songwriting Pro can help.
Yeah, and by the way, and not for nothing, if I'm sure this guy's not listening because he doesn't need
He doesn't
any
need
more
anything we have to offer.
information. But I know lots of hit songwriters. You're one of them. I don't know any, not one friggin' hit songwriter that thinks they're done learning.
Right. Not that are still any that are still in the game. Maybe some people that stopped learning and are no longer in the business.
I
But
mean,
yeah, it's that's the thing, and that's one lesson here is if you think you know it all, you can't. You leveled off. You've topped out. You're not going to learn more, and people aren't going to even try to help you. I mean, that's why I started closing the one. This is not. We have a 14-day free trial membership at songwritingpro.com.
mhm.
And so he's still within that 14-day free trial. So he hadn't given me a penny yet because we let people come in, sniff it out, see if it's a good fit, you know. And so anyway. So I'm thinking, okay, let's start shutting this down before this guy sends me any money because
Yeah.
this is getting not fun at this point, and it's not going to be a good fit. We're not providing the service he wants. So
Yeah.
let's just start closing the door because I don't want his money because I'm not
What you
doing.
need is a professional ass kissing service.
There are some sharks out there that will tell you you're great and
Dude,
take
you
your
are
money
amazing.
and tell
These
you,
are hit songs.
give me money
And
and I will
for
fix it.
$100 a month,
Right.
we'll show some people.
Exactly. Well,
We don't say who we're gonna show.
yeah. And I can tell you now they're going to pass, but we'll show. Right. So I'm not that guy, right? So yeah, I'm starting to go, yeah, but maybe here you go. Here's the door. We'll be happy to cancel out. Members, your trial membership's not even over yet. You haven't given me a dime. Don't even have to worry about refunds. Let's just go. But yeah, so lessons in this one, he already knows everything, so he's not going to learn anything else. You have to keep an open mind. You have to have humility. And also, when you're talking to professionals or anybody, you want to lead with humility that you do have more to learn. I have more to learn. I want to learn. I want to get better as a songwriter about the business, about the art, the craft, all that stuff. I have more to learn. I don't know everything. And part of what I do Songwriting Pro for is so I can learn and I can ask people questions when we do, song title challenges. I'm learning from the guests that we have on. When I do Know the Pro events or Play for Publisher, I'm learning from the pros that are in there with me. It's part of why I do this.
Can you imagine how intolerable this guy would be if he actually did have a hit? I mean, I'm just thinking about you. Like, we told this story countless times in the show, but when I first met you, you
Mhm.
already had Monday morning church in
Yeah.
the bag and gotten paid,
Mhm.
and a brand new truck to show it. You already had Every Head Bowed in the bag, right?
Mhm.
Like these are cuts, these are hits, and you got some crap written on your thermos reminding you how to be a current
Mhm.
songwriter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And proof positive from the moment I met this man. You're not going to find a more humble person. You're not going to find more humility than this guy. Always learning. And this guy already thinks he knows it all. And then if he actually, God forbid, had a hit, nobody's going to want to write with him.
Right.
Because can you imagine what that room's going to feel like, dude? Jesus.
Yeah, it'd be awful. It would be awful. That's the thing, because it would definitely self-destruct. It'd be like, one of those I don't know, little bottle rockets. Pop! Oh, that was it. That's over.
Yeah.
You know,
One
because
hit wonder.
yeah, no one learns less than the one who already knows it all, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so, yes, one, he obviously did not research what Songwriting Pro does. And it's right there on the, songwritingpro.com/inside, where I lay it out, what we do, the services we provide, to educate, all that stuff.
Another clear
We lay
indicator
it
that
out.
he's not paying attention to anything.
So right. Um, so one, do your research on people that, thankfully he was in the 2-week trial, so he hadn't given me any money. So I'd have refunded it because of, but anyway, but he's still brand new. So he didn't do his research on what he's signing up for. So wasting his own time, and he didn't waste money, but a lot of places you would waste your money too. And yeah, he already knows it all, and he's just wanting a song plugger, and that's not what we do. And then he's just really arrogant about it. And so, which, so I'm sending that email to him. And he comes back, he's like, "Brother, you can hurt my feelings if you try, because I know for sure my songs are ready for major artists. So I don't need to give you a dime to tell me anything about the music business, because I already know it. I have all those books." I'm like, "All right, I'll go ahead and cancel you out. Thanks. Good luck on everything." So I'm like, "All right, well, peace. Peace, brother." So that's not enough for Ricky Bobby. He comes back at me. He's like, "Listen, I know how to write hit songs. I just don't have the connections." I'm like, "I wonder why you don't have the connections. You're such a peach."
So fun to hang out with.
You make me want to
Okay,
help
listen,
you.
enough of what I think about me. What do you think about me?
Exactly. Exactly.
Enough of what I think about my songs. What do you think about my songs?
Oh man. So he goes, "I just don't have the connections. Also, you think because you're from Nashville that you're a better writer than me because I'm from the north." Apparently he's from the north. I didn't know that. I don't care. Anyway, tell you what, I'll challenge you, Brent, to a songwriting contest. I bet I can write better songs and lyrics than you. I don't need you to show me how to write lyrics or songs. I'm young. I know what we like to hear. I'm like, "Mr. Ricky, you'd be better off focusing on writing better songs and building better relationships than challenging people to pointless and time wasting contests. That's what I'm focusing on, in addition to helping other songwriters." God bless. So he challenged me to a songwriting contest.
At this point, you're a better man than me, because I just would have been like, I'll tell you what, let's just challenge. Let's do another challenge. I'll send you how many hits I have, and you send me how many hits you have.
Right.
End of effing story, dude.
So
You dumb idiot.
I know that is like, what outcome are you hoping for here?
Yeah.
What outcome? So, y'all, you
He must be
can't.
is he drunk? He must be, like, just
I have no
on
idea. I
drugs.
have no idea what's going on. So,
Straight up.
okay, so you can't, Climber, you can't argue someone into respecting your writing or into liking your songs or into liking you as a person. It just, you can't
No.
argue them into that. They will just. So I started off already wary of Ricky Bobby here, and go because of the way he came out swinging. Like, listen, I'm already awesome. You don't need to tell me anything. I'm like, all right, well, you obviously don't know what you're doing. And then I go listen to songs. I'm like, they're just okay. They're just not there yet. They're just there's some bits and pieces, but he's just got a ways to go. But now by the end of it, it's like, wow, I like you and your songs even less now than when we started out. Congratulations, you've moved backwards. So you can't
Qui and
argue people
quickly,
into it. Yes,
quickly, it de-escalated quickly.
it went downhill pretty quick.
Less than 2 weeks.
So yes, definitely. This is like, yeah, just like less than a weekend. And so my wife is like, can these people find out where you live? This is my wife, because I told her about it a little bit, because it's also somewhat entertaining. Uh, but yeah, you can't argue someone into liking you and your songs. What they'll end up doing is just disliking you and your song. Instead of just
Mhm.
not loving your song, they'll dislike you too. And that's not a win. So humility, graciousness, um, yeah. And you
I
gotta have
straight up
some.
wanna just do, like, a reality show with this guy.
Oh my gosh.
I
Well,
want just a camera to follow this guy around, and all expenses paid trip to Nashville. Here's all
yeah.
the addresses of all the publishing companies. They wanna hear from you because of your music,
Right.
but we just need to follow you with the camera because 'cause you're gonna wanna document this shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, that's the thing. I mean,
dude, just he's gonna be arrested, he's gonna go to jail.
I thought I was a much better songwriter than I was before I started taking live fire, right? I mean, nothing knocks you off your high horse like getting in the game. Like, we're all superstars on the sidelines. You get in the game, you get your bell rung, and you're like,
Mhm.
oh, that'll reset your, you know, level real quick. And so, because, well, you're talking about, and that's very kind of you to say, I was humble when we first met, even after having some success, is because I was still getting my clock cleaned. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I was very blessed to have some wins, and I had a whole lot of losses to go with them, and a lot of stuff that will, you know, knock you off your high horse. They go, oh, I
Mhm.
got a lot to learn about this. There's still a whole nother level that I need to be playing on. And so, it's not, what is this? It's not that what's dangerous is that people, they don't know. It's that they know so much that just isn't true. Like, he knows so much. However, what he knows just isn't true. That's even harder to help than people that are like, I don't know. Can you help me out here? That's the thing. Like, if he'd come in and said, hear my songs, man, I want to get songs to major artists and stuff. Can you help? And I listened to him, like, well, and but I felt like this person wants to learn. Hey, I see some stuff here, but I think you got a ways to go. I might suggest podcast, or I might suggest different things or whatever. Point to some stuff in the membership. And if you're humble and want to learn, then I want to help. Most pros want to help if they sense that you're humble and you really care about doing the deal and being great, and you want to learn and you're respecting them and their time, then they want to help. But when you already know everything, it's just like, okay, how quickly can I get out of the same airspace? Because this is wasting both of our times. Because was that, you try to teach a pig to tap dance, but you're just wasting your time and annoying the pig.
Yeah, and here's another aspect of it. It's like, if you talk about the amount of just business you can do, let's just pretend for a second that his songs are good,
Hmm.
right? That his songs are competitive,
Yeah.
okay? Let's just pretend that. Like, his whole business model is set up completely on outside cuts, because with that personality, he's never gonna get in a room with an artist.
No, no.
The artist is gonna be like, "Hell no."
Or at least they're definitely not going to get in the room twice. And you think an artist is going to, even if it's good and competitive, are they going to want to cut that song because that ties them
No.
in business with him for the rest of their lives? Puts him
Yeah.
in that orbit? No.
Listen,
Like,
my buddy Joe's mailman's half sisters, dog sitters, ex-husband told me I should have another $100,000 for this song, and I'm getting screwed. So
Right.
what gives?
Right. I mean, yeah, because if you're a problem, right? We want to be solutions. We don't want to be problems. As songwriters, we're here to provide solutions, not become a problem.
Yeah, if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem.
Exactly. And so even if this person did get in with a publisher and they had really good songs, but they're just going to be a problem, the publisher just doesn't have time for that. I mean,
Uh-uh.
you know, songwriters are, we're enough of a head case as it is on good days. Like when we got our crap together, that business will tear your crap apart and make you question your whole life. And that's if you got your stuff together coming in and you're a good writer and a good solid person. And so if you're already bonkers coming in, oh man, they don't want that problem. I don't want that problem as a co-writer. I've had co-writers wear me out about stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want to go through that again. So there's no possible future where that works out well with that attitude. You want to be a solution. You don't want to be a problem. You want them when they see you coming to see there's solutions right there. There's solutions dressed up as Johnny. Not there's a problem in a Johnny mask. You don't want them to think that, because then they run from it. Well, we got enough problems. We don't need to import them.
Yeah, that's right. Everybody's got enough problems. They don't need to import them.
Exactly. As they say in football, you recruit your problems. So, but so he goes on to say, "Hey, I'm already better than you, and I'm writing songs like the radio today. I just haven't done anything with it." I'm like, okay, then stop complaining and go do something with those great songs. I'm not stopping you. Go.
Yeah, this
Go
is
do
the part,
something with
you're
it.
such a better man than me. I would just be asking questions. So what you have is hit songs that aren't hits yet, but your problem is, your admitted problem is that you don't have any connections. Okay. Do you think that that's part of the equation?
Do you
Like,
think
why
your
don't
attitude?
you have any connections?
Right.
Well, because I don't live down in Nashville, but he thinks they're better than me. Oh,
Right.
well, I mean, Brent doesn't live in Nashville. He had a couple number ones in the
Yeah.
last 24 months.
Uh,
Like,
yeah. Granted,
so
I did live.
that excuse goes out the window. What's the next reason you don't have any connections? Let's just keep going all the way down, peeling that onion until it gets to you. You're an asshole. Nobody
Yeah.
wants to connect with you.
Exactly. Like, oh yeah. You're like, well, let me tell you about the bridge you just burned with me.
Yeah.
You start insulting me.
It's just scorched
Saying,
earth from day one.
oh yeah, exactly. Like, that's the thing about the music business. We don't have to. There's very few people we have to work with, right? There's very few people we
Yeah.
have to work with. So we like to work with people we enjoy, people that come dressed as a solution, because we're all looking
Yeah.
to solve our own problems. So I like to write with people that look like solutions to my problems. Like they have great melodies, they have good publishing teams, they pitch their songs, they're a hoot to hang out with in the room. Those like, oh, they look like solutions. This is positives. And people write with me because whatever it is I bring to the table, they see as more solution than problem. The people we don't work twice with or try not to work with is when they are more problem than solution. Like nobody has time for that. So that's the only reason people will listen to my songs if I'm pitching them songs, because they think he may have the solution I'm looking for. And the possibility of the solution outweighs the possibility of problem in their eyes. So you want to be a solution. You don't want to be a problem. And that's a big thing is, so no, I'm not going to duel this songwriter because that's just pointless. So so what am I going to focus on? And this, I think it was a lesson for you too, Climber. Like, don't get sucked into this. Yes, it is competitive. We're all trying to get on the same Tim McGraw records and Garth Brooks records and whoever records, right? We're all trying to get on these records. And so it's competitive, but yet it's not, because we write with other people, we go in business with people, we cheer for each other, that kind of thing. You want to focus on your game. You want to get better. You want to build great songs. You want to build great relationships and repeat. Those are the 3 steps. Write great songs, build strong relationships, repeat. You just focus on that. Focus on your game. We aren't trying to keep you out of Nashville or anywhere else. We want to help our buddies. Sure. But isn't that the way of the world every which way? But hey, if you have a great song and you become a solution, everybody wants to work with you.
And the quality of the songs is mission critical. Don't get me
So
wrong,
important. So
but it's
important.
10%.
Yeah.
Like you can't if you don't have that 10%, the other 90% isn't going to make a difference.
Hmm.
But you can't just have the 10%. You need the other 90%. Like it's only 10%.
Yeah. I
And the
mean,
other part is like the relationships.
because
Good Lord.
there are a lot of people in Nashville and in other parts of the country that are writing commercially viable competitive songs. Or if you put them in a
Yeah.
room, they can get there. There's way more people that can do that than actually are getting songs on records. So what's making that difference? What's that gap?
When you look at any of the writing credits on any artist's release, there's a lot of usual suspects
Yes. Hmm.
for each artist. Wow, this is my team right here.
Yeah. They've
I'm going to choose them first. You
and
know?
yes, a tie goes to the buddy or the proven commodity.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is. It's the way it's always going to
Tie
be.
goes to the offense.
Exactly, exactly. And they're on offense. They've earned it because they're good. They're good writers. They're
That's
no
right.
bad writers.
And they have the relationship, which is why the tie goes to them.
Exactly. Well, because they get the relationship allows them to pitch more songs, get more songs heard, and to get better intel on what the artist is looking for.
Right on.
So that helps. So you gotta get through that to get that first one. But you start if you're in the room and you're writing good stuff and you're good hang, you write great songs, build strong relationships, repeat. You get in more and more rooms, more people, you get more opportunities, and you keep doing it and stay humble and keep learning. And people will be cheering for you and want to see it happen for you too, because that's good for them
Right.
because you're also on their team and they're on your team and you have songs together. And so when you win, they win. A rising tide lifts all boats. So anyway, no, we're not going to duel because I'm playing a different game. I'm not trying to compete with him. I'm trying to get my songs on records. And so I hope you'll do the same thing and not worry so much about what other people are doing. Worry about what you're doing. Write the best songs you can, build the best relationships you can, stay humble, be teachable. Even if you are better than that person or think you are, well, there's a reason they're on that side of the desk. They have
Yeah.
something going. And so if you want to be on that side of the desk, be humble, learn from it. Maybe there's something they know that you don't. Or they've just put in the time and you just got to keep putting in the time. So anyway, that's what I wanted to share. If y'all are interested, if you'd like to get one of those personalized video welcome emails from me for joining Songwriting Pro, you can do that at songwritingpro.com. 14-day free trial. Yay. So,
There you go.
and you will probably
All
have a
right.
much better experience than this dude did, than Ricky Bobby did.
Well, that brings us to the end of another killer C.L.I.M.B episode. So make sure you join the C.L.I.M.B community, follow the podcast or subscribe to it, and tell a friend about it. Maybe tell your friend about this specific episode, and you know who that friend is that needs to hear this information. This podcast exists because we want you to win, so keep on climbing.
And we'll see you at the top.
Who ride